crystallization. And while evaporation can be very useful when we are separating salts that are heat tolerant, that is, that do not decompose when we eat them, so we can easily use evaporation. But there are some salts, for instance, copper 2 tetraoxosulfate 6 pentahydrate. Now, let me put that down. Copper 2 tetraoxosulfate 6 pentahydrate. Don't mind this long name. You are going to get used to them later in chemistry. So if you are not familiar with names like this and symbols like this, don't fuse too much about it. Later in the video, we are going to learn more about naming compounds and things like this. Now, this salt, it decomposes easily on it. If you put it on fire, it is going to break down to another thing entirely. So to prevent that, we cannot use evaporation, because for evaporation to occur, we need heat. So, and we don't want it to decompose. So we are going to use another method known as crystallization. How does crystallization work? The first thing we are going to do is that we are going to use a water bath. A water bath is an equipment that we can use to increase the temperature of a substance gently. So it doesn't have a harsh effect like subjecting that particular solution to heat, to flame directly. So the water bath, we just have water inside, and then you are just going to put whatever you want to evaporate inside that water bath. So it is the boiling water that is inside the water bath that is going to increase the temperature of that particular solution gently. Now we are going to put the solution containing this salt into the water bath. So, and we are going to let some of the water evaporate so that it can become saturated. That is, a lot of the water will have gone, so we'll be left with most of the salt. So now when the salt is a lot inside the solution and most of the water have gone, so we can now proceed with crystallization. So what is this crystallization? We just take it out and then we'll allow it to cool. When it is cooling down, we are going to see crystals of this salt forming. And when the crystal is forming, you are going to allow it to cool completely. When the crystal has formed out, then you are going to use a filter paper to collect your salt and then separate it from the water. Then the residue, that is the salt that is on the filter paper, you are going to dry it. When you have dried it completely, then you have your salt separated from water. And that is how crystallization works.